Alright, I'm on hole number 9 of the Great Outdoors Tournament. Let's go to Golf Clash Notebook and check out hole number 9. Hey, get off of there. Alright, we definitely got to get out here by these shadows. In my lower level account, the extra mile is like an extra mile 3, 4, 5, somewhere down in that neighborhood. And even with a Titan, it didn't have enough distance to get over, so I had to actually bounce it from this side over to the other side. And I couldn't put in any overpower because it was right in the middle with max overpower. So I just had to bounce it over, and I ended up out in this area here. Excuse me. Ended up out in this area right here behind the trees. And so I had to bring it around in order to get it on. So you didn't have a look at it. So you need to get out here. If you've got an upper level extra mile, you need to get out here by this shadow, somewhere out in this area out here, the 400-yard range. And you're clear of the trees. You got a straight in shot. You got to, and I'm gonna bring a Guardian because I'm trying to hit in front of that trap. This is a great hole for a sniper because you got more ball guide. But there is something to be said about getting in front of that trap up there. The other thing about a sniper is that it's 100% accurate, so it's a very accurate club. Whenever you're hitting it into a narrower area like that, you're much better off having a 100% accurate club. Your wind adjustment, if you're playing in the upper bracket and you got a 13 mile an hour wind and you got to make a 2.3 pulls in order to work it out, that accurate club doesn't seem so accurate. But if you make a mistake and you hit it great to the left or the right, you'll hear some people, their argument will be, it's easier to move an extra mile because I got 10, so if I got a 15 wind, I move it 1 full set and then I move it 2.5. So it's really easy as opposed to using a quarterback and having to move it 2 full sets and then a third of a set. But if you hit a great to the left or the right with the quarterback, you're going to end up still in the fairway. Whereas if you hit a great to the left or the right with the extra mile, you could end up in the bad stuff, in that brown emoji. And the wind is like as low as it's been. We're right there at the line, so we got to catch all of that wind. Hitting it great to the right, about 2 rings. And that should be fine as long as it makes it over cleanly. Getting me out there towards that front shadow. We should be somewhere in the 400-yard range. 409. Got some extra. Now that's the thing I don't like about shooting over to the side. And if you're going to shoot over to this side down there, it's very tricky. And I saw somebody try and hit their way out of it, and they had a lower level razor. If you're going to come out here, you need to bring the direction of my opponent's in. You need to bring the biggest, baddest rough iron that you have in your bag, whatever hits the most distance. And you need to bring the biggest wood you have. Sniper doesn't work well when you're doing that's not where it shines. Is where you're trying to do this type of shot. Guardian gives you some extra distance. Big dog. That green has a backboard on it, so you can use that backboard to your advantage. Okay, blue rings off. Try and dial it to the hole. Do a full wind adjustment, so that's 3/6. That leaves me 4, so that's a third. So it's about 3 1/3 rings. It's 1.2 per ring. I'm gonna go straight at it. No. Oh, anticipation. It went great to the right. 2 rings great to the right. And that was a bad miss. The thing is I haven't hit a lot of perfect shots today. I'm not, my perfect timing blows today, but I'm still shooting a really good round because I'm just playing consistent. I'm putting myself in the right spot. I'm not hitting the shot perfect to come in to try and pick up that Albie or to pick up that eagle. But what I am doing is I'm giving myself enough room in the shot setup that I end up, even if I hit it good, great to the left or the right, I'm still ending up in the good stuff. This Eagle Peak course and the Greenock Estates, both of these courses, they teach you a lot of lessons about ball setup. They have these big fairways, so you can learn how to set your shot up so that if you hit it, especially when you're doing those overpowered shots, if you hit it great to the left or the right, it doesn't matter. You're still going to end up out in the clear. That's what really separates the people that are 50 and below from the people that are in the top 50, is that whole shot setup deal. They don't have to hit perfect every time. If you're on a perfect run that day, hopefully that's in a weekend round. All right. That was hole number 9 of the Great Outdoors Tournament. Let's see where we're at. We're at 13, so we shot the average score is 12, but you have to pick up 8. So minus 13 is really the minimum score that you can go into and have any shot at top 10. So when you're looking at towards the weekend round, the next round they're going to take 10 of these brackets where there was somebody at the top that had a 13. And so there's going to be 10, potentially 10 13s at the top. If those people get good qualifying, if they match that and they get a minus 26 in the opening round, then going into the weekend round, when they match up those divisions, you should be seeing like the top 20. So when you come into the weekend round, there's 40 guys or 40 players, excuse me, ladies. There's 40 players that have shot a minus 26. But the ones that have shot a minus 13 and then a minus 26 backed it up with 2 solid rounds, that's going to be a lower number. So you're probably going to come into the weekend round like in the top 20 in tiebreakers. And so coming into the weekend round up towards the top in tiebreakers, that means that if you just go out there and shoot another 26, you're going to be the top 26. Or pretty close to the top 26. You're looking at a top 20. So maybe even a top 10, just depending on where you're at. That's big. If you can move yourself up from down here at the bottom of these brackets, if you're in the bottom 50, it's very easy to get yourself up into the top 50, and you win a lot more balls, and all it takes is just a little bit better play, just a little more consistency in play. And don't worry about trying to be in the top 10. Don't worry about trying to pick up those extra shots. Just go out there and be consistent in your play, and you'll be amazed at how far you'll move up just being consistent. All right, that was hole number 9 of the Great Outdoors Tournament and Tuesday's qualifying round. Thanks for watching.